Hello and thank you for joining me at On The Bench LFC. In today's show, we have got a very special guest with us. We have got Igor's Uncle Dave. Thank you for joining me. And we are going to be speaking about a very special topic indeed, and that is Liverpool versus in the Champions League final against Real Madrid. So we have got a lot to discuss in this one, and we are live for this. And as always, thank you for joining us. Towards the end, we will ask a few of your questions and we will discuss them. But firstly, Dave, welcome to the show. Have you got anything that you want to say to the welcome subscribers that are live?
Good afternoon, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us on this glorious day. I'm in Northampton and it's absolutely glorious here. But thank you to everyone for listening in, and make sure you bring some friends with you.
Yeah, bring everyone that you know that is a Liverpool supporter. That is what it's all about. We've got a lovely family already on the channel, and you know, it's growing by the day. So a massive thank you to everyone that's joined us recently and to everyone that has been a subscriber for time now. Now, Igor's Uncle Dave has been a Liverpool supporter for a very long time. He knows a hell of a lot about Liverpool Football Club. He has contacted me recently, and he is one of the guys that is working very hard behind the scenes on that Facebook group that I've been talking about recently, which is updating all of you guys on all the recent update, transfer rumours and the breaking deal. So I want to thank him personally now for all the help that he's been giving me recently. But this video, this live stream is going to be about the match that we all know we're looking forward to, guys. So Dave, let's get down to it. Thomas Cook. The first question that I want to put to you, my friend. Thomas Cook prices and Kiev, the final. What are you making on all of what we're seeing so far? Is Thomas Cook ripping off the Liverpool fans like some people are saying? Do you think it's fair, their prices? Because some people are saying if they have last minute had to bring on extra planes, that maybe their prices, you know, aren't too bad. But let me know what you make of it, mate. I believe that you've looked into this a bit more and I want to know what you think on it all.
Yeah, there's a number of reports and a number of stories that are going around. One of them from the Liverpool Echo itself. Originally, Man City fans were charged £299 for a day trip to Kiev. Then all of a sudden, Liverpool are in the Champions League final. And initially, it was £759 for the trip across to Kiev. Then it was bumped up to £899. So Thomas Cook, they've really stung the Liverpool fans. Massive increase there.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I saw about it. I saw little bits about this, Dave, and you know, I was amazed, to be honest. Something that I saw going around a lot on the media and what a lot of Liverpool supporters have been saying is the prices is ridiculous and stuff. But something else that I thought that I should add to this is I don't think it's just about the price. And I think with the lengths that people are going to actually travel to the final, surely with the tragedies that we've seen in the past, you know, with people going to these lengths and that, do you think with Kiev not being suitable for a final as well, you've got to think about the safety of the fans as well? And I don't just mean Liverpool supporters here. I mean Real Madrid supporters. I mean the people that are living in Kiev as well. You know, I think that safety is a key factor that I think, not just for us in this final, but moving forwards, because we can't change that now. Something needs to be done. I mean, I know that they are saying that they are going to be looking in the future to change these venues and to make it a bit more accommodating. But for Thomas Cook, in a sense, with this one and with the prices, I'm not too happy about what they've got to say on it. I'm not too happy moving forwards whether their last minute thing, are they the right partners? Surely they knew that they would need extra planes, because they also knew that Man City was one of the favourite teams to make the final for this one for me. So I don't know whether I'm too happy with what I'm seeing, that it's a last minute thing and stuff for me. But what do you make of that, Dave, in the sense of, I think that you've got to look at the safety of fans as well. Do you agree with that?
Definitely. The safety of fans has got to be paramount, hasn't it? We've seen over the years a number of tragedies around all clubs. It's not just one club, it's across Europe. So UEFA and whoever's involved have got to make sure that the safety is one of the key factors. Now, Kiev itself, although it's a nice stadium, with the greatest respect to the Ukraine, it's not an ideal place to have it. It's so far from everyone. I would expect the Champions League final to be in one of the key areas, whether it be France, Britain. You can even go into Scotland, great stadium up north, Spain, Italy. It could have easily been anywhere there, Germany. But why Kiev? I don't know.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think they have said about changing things like this in the future, and it is too late, like we say, about changing this one. But it, like you say, I don't know where their heads was at thinking, like you say, it's no disrespect to them. I don't mean any disrespect when I say it's not the right place. It's not suitable for a Champions League final. But when you look at the amount of fans that are travelling to this game, everyone knows that a Champions League final is going to draw not only Liverpool fans in this sense and Real Madrid fans, but there's a lot of neutral fans that are going to this game as well. And it's not just people that are going to be going into the stadium to watch this game. I mean, you look, something else that I wanted to bring up to you and get your views on, but you look at what this has done for the city of Liverpool this year. Not just the people travelling to Kiev to watch a game, but how many fans are actually travelling to Liverpool? I'm one of those people this time around. So many people are being drawn to the city to watch this game, you know. So they've got to look at all this sort of stuff in the future for me, because the world of football, it's always been a big thing, but surely the safety, if you look in the sense of work, when it comes to building sites and stuff, health and safety, they always are pushing health and safety is key. It's very important. But I think when it comes to sports in general, I don't think the safety of fans is always a main priority when it comes to the big factors of earning money. I think they think about, right, let's look at the money, let's look at trying to get the football all around the world, let's try and get our teams to play in this country, get them to play in that country because of TV rights, because of this. I don't think they always look at the bigger picture when it comes to the safety of fans. I really don't, but I don't know the ins and outs of it personally, so I'm not saying that is the overall look on it, but I am concerned for the safety of Liverpool fans and other fans when it comes to this final, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so anyway, go on, carry on, Dave. Yeah.
One of the things that I saw recently is that Real Madrid are actually returning 2,000 tickets because some of their fans are having logistic problems getting across to Ukraine. I actually had a look earlier on, and there are one or two prices available now for flights across, but you're talking at over £1,000. It's not feasible. Yeah,
it's too expensive. I mean, I've seen a few statements where they try and say that the price is it's an average price considering the situation, but for me personally, I can't afford to go to the Champions League final and watch it that way. It's far too much money for the average person. I have seen videos online where families have paid a lot of money to send their children to go and watch it and stuff, and I respect that. I think that's really good. But for the average person, I don't think... Oh, let me just tweak my light. I personally don't think for the average person that people can afford to throw away a lot of money to be able to go to this final. And it's sad to see that that's the situation, because for a lot of people and a lot of fans that have been messaging me recently, this could be the first time that the fans have actually seen Liverpool lift a bit of silverware, like the Champions League or whatever. So, you know, I was lucky to watch Istanbul in my lifetime, and there'd be other fans that have seen more glory days at Liverpool. But for some of the younger generation, they're looking at this as the biggest thing that's happened in their lifetime, and they would have loved to have gone to this game, but their families just can't afford to pay the prices, because it's not just Thomas Cook, it's not just some of the other factors in it, it's how much it's costing to stay out there as well, the hotel rooms, the travel. Like, people are going to desperate lengths to travel to this game because they can't afford the plane tickets, they can't afford to sleep in proper hotels out there. They are going to be crashing in places that aren't feasible.
Very dangerous, isn't it?
Exactly. That's my overall concern with it. But, you know, I think we'll move on from this, but I think you're probably on the same wavelength as me, and what I can tell as well from people saying, I think a lot of people are actually saying it's not on, And I don't know what Liverpool Football Club in general make of it, because we're only seeing what the official statements are being released. And it doesn't look like they're really that bothered with Thomas Cook at the moment over this. But a lot of fans seem to say that maybe Liverpool should look at Thomas Cook and say, are them prices right, really? But I don't just think it's Thomas Cook. I think it's also where these Champions League finals and stuff are held, like we said. Anyway, moving on to the actual game as well. Obviously, Liverpool have been struck with injuries and stuff recently. And Lallana looks to, be back fit for the Champions League. Emre Can travelled with the lads and stuff. Emre Can's future, obviously, looking to go to Juventus and things. But who would you like to see as your starting 11 for the Champions League final if everyone was fit and available?
Well, I think the starting 11 picks itself now. We're looking at the goalkeeper that's been there all season. For the latter half of the season. So Karius has got to start. There's no reason to change him, and it's not going to happen. And then across the back four, I think a back four is what we've been playing of late. It works. It's steady. Since Virgil van Dijk has come into the club, there's been a marked improvement defensively, and I think there's definitely been an uplift with Lovren. He's playing with a player that he trusts and he feels comfortable with. So across the back, it's got to be Trent, Virgil van Dijk, Lovren and Robbo. Robbo has come in and he's starred. He's been an absolute revelation. And, people are complaining in many areas that Klopp is not being given the money to spend. Well, we don't know that. We've seen big money buys. We've seen Virgil van Dijk. We've seen Salah. We've seen Oxlade-Chamberlain come in. But then we've seen him have the shrewd buy of Robertson for 8.1 million. Absolutely fantastic. So I think Klopp is given the money that he wants, and I think he's using it the way he wants. Across the middle, then again, it picks itself. Wijnaldum, Hendo, and Milner. You've got two solid leaders there in Hendo and Milner. A lot of experience with Milner and Hendo himself, even though he's relatively young. Gini Wijnaldum, for me, I think he's an unsung hero. I think he's an absolute fantastic player. He's a workhorse, and he battles and he fights. So I think, the midfield three picks itself. And then up front, well, it's written down before you can even think about it. Salah, Firmino and Mane, they have just performed and starred this season. That's my starting 11, and I can't see any other way. Speaking about Can, I'm disappointed with him. I've got to say I'm disappointed with him. And, to be quite frank, I wouldn't even have him on the bench. That's my opinion. Many people would change it. But with having Adam Lallana back, that's your diamond. That's your diamond ready to come on and do something. He's been putting in a lot of work, a lot of fitness work, and I'm sure that they're going to be having a lot of match work to try and get him up to speed. And yeah, I think that's probably the best 11 we can put out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will probably agree with that. I think, to be honest, that's exactly the same as what I was going to say. And for me, with how Trent's played this year, a few people have said to me, does Klein, come in being more experienced? And there's a lot of talk about Real Madrid are more experienced going into this game, with the Champions League and stuff. I think there's no way you pull Trent out of the team for this one. Not with how he's played. He's just been called up, for England for the World Cup. I think that boy is on a high. I don't think when you've got momentum in a squad, in a team, in a player, I don't think you take them away at all. I don't think you try and fix something that's not broke, So with that starting 11 that you've said, I think they are all probably that team that I think is probably best suited to go against Real Madrid as well, because with James Milner being in that midfield, I think he gives us a bit of experience that will help ease some of the players around him. I think Van Dijk, he gives us a bit of calmness at the back. We know what he's done for us since he's come in. I also think, which I don't want to say too much online, not that I think Real Madrid are going to tune in on my channel, but I am considering the option that Van Dijk and Lovren will swap positions in centre-back. I really do think that Van Dijk, with the threat of Ronaldo over on that side, I think Van Dijk, we've seen it before, he may swap with Lovren a little bit. It depends. They may start with Van Dijk over on the left centre-back side, and then it depends on how much of a problem Trent's getting. But to be honest, I've got every faith. I mean, Trent come up against Man City, didn't he? Leroy Sané. And he completely bossed him, you know. So I'm not concerned about the back line. The back line has been shaking. I think in the transfer market, I think we could do with getting a couple of defensive-minded players in. But going up against Real Madrid, you know, yes, they're good attacking-wise. But I think the defence that we've got, I think the goalkeeper that we've got, I think the midfield, like you say, I think everything will just slot into place. I really do. Klopp's took the boys away for this training's taken away from the limelight. There's a lot of talk that they look really calm considering they're going into a Champions League final. And the front three that you say, they picked themselves as well. There's been big talk. Mane used big words such as they need to be scared. We can beat anyone. We are Liverpool Football Club. Salah spoke a lot about, you know, it's about the team. Everyone keeps saying, will Salah put Real Madrid to bed? You know, he's breaking all kinds of records this season, but Salah will be a threat against them. It kind of leads me on to the next question I had with you before I finish what I was saying, and that was, you know, where do you think this game will be won and lost? I want to get your views on it because we've picked our starting 11s, which mine is exactly the same as yours, but where do you think the game will be won and lost between Real Madrid and Liverpool?
The two areas that stand out really are the one that you've touched on there, and that's Ronaldo and Trent. Looking back at Real Madrid's recent games in the Champions League, the 6 two-legged affairs, there's been 3 players sent off against them. So obviously there's something there that we have to be aware of, especially with Trent. Trent's going to come up against arguably the best player in the world, you know, whether it's Messi, Ronaldo, or even our own Salah. Ronaldo is without doubt one of the best players ever to grace a football field, and he's coming up against a 19-year-old that's come out of the youth academy in the past year or so. Yes, he's starred, he's performed well, and yes, 100% right, he had Manchester City players in his pocket. Ronaldo is different gravy. Whether or not he's going to be good enough, I just hope he is. He's a very strong lad, a very quick lad. Technically, he's very gifted. You know, you look at the free kick he scored. He's an excellent player, and he's an excellent future captain for the club. Whether or not he's going to have enough against Ronaldo, time will tell. The other battle, and the other key battle, is across on the other side. Our friend Marcelo, who last night was combing his hair, and he allowed the opposition striker to beat the offside trap and score a goal. You know, you just look at him on video and you think, what on earth are you doing? So Marcelo against Salah. Now, you cannot say enough about Salah. Salah is the Egyptian king. He's absolutely fantastic. And on his day, he is the best player in the world. In fact, even on his off day, he's probably up there with the top 3. So they're the two key battles. Again, it's front versus back. Midfield, both sides have got a good midfield. But I think if we can boss them two battles, I think we can come out on top.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think, you know, I was just reading the comments there and a few people saying it'll be won and lost in midfield. Other people are touching on, you know, the wing backs. I think for me, I think it definitely, you were saying about Salah against Marcelo, you know, Ronaldo against Trent. That is, the Ronaldo against Trent battle is why I think that Van Dijk may switch with Lovren to help with Trent. I think we will start normal. I think we'll see how that goes. Ronaldo is deadly, but we've also seen that Liverpool can cope in midfield. We might tuck in a little bit to help with Trent there. Salah is often used further up the pitch. You see Firmino likes to drop back deeper and allow Salah to stay further up. I think that because of that, Trent will need a bit more cover, because Salah staying further up the pitch will kind of leave Trent a bit exposed against Real Madrid. So I think that we do need to work on that, and I think that's something that Klopp will be working on leading up to this game. Ramos has spoken about how they think that they could get at Liverpool, which does make me laugh. What do you make of this? Do you think he's bluffing a little bit? Do you think they're scared? You know, are they using the media to try and trick Liverpool at the moment? Let me know what you think on this. What did you read it?
Ramos is a legend of the game, isn't he? You see him on the pitch. You see the way he carries himself on the pitch. He's an excellent player. Don't get me wrong, an absolute excellent player. But he's very theatrical, both on and off the pitch. His comments in the media, and the media love it anyway. Even the British media will hit Liverpool because, you know, for some reason, our media loves to batter us. And we've seen it over the years. But that's another story. But anyway, yeah, he's all mouth, he's all talk. And what he's wanting to do is he's wanting to get into the likes of Trent's head, the likes of Robbo's head, the younger players, the inexperienced players. And this is exactly why Klopp has taken them away. He doesn't want them reading stuff like that. He doesn't want them listening to Sergio Ramos and his mind games. He wants to take him away, and that's what he's done. And it's worked. It's worked so far because, you know, Jan Molby wrote an article in the Post and the Echo, and he was saying he can't get over how relaxed the guys are. So credit where credit's due. Klopp is a genius, and he's done that to get the lads away. I just hope now that they continue to keep away and out of the media limelight and ignore what's going on around them. And, you know, I'd keep them where they are until the final if I could, because the last thing you want is young minds to be swayed.
Yeah, for me, I fully agree. I think that's why Klopp took them away, was, like you say, was to keep them away from all this. Ramos and that using the mind games, that is very much a Real Madrid, a Barcelona. That is how they try and do it.
Typical Spanish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're scared. I really do. I think they know that we can hurt anyone. I think even though Liverpool are the underdogs going into this, I think that suits Liverpool. I think Liverpool are looking at this relaxed because, let's face it, Real Madrid are very cocky about this. There's been people from their camp coming out and saying they look at this like it's a piece of cake. They think that they've got this in a bag already. Whereas Liverpool are looking at this, we're going to go in there and we're going to work extra hard because this means more to Liverpool Football Club than it does Real Madrid. Real Madrid are used to being in Champions League finals. We've got the history of Europe, but this doesn't come round every single year for Liverpool. This sort of game means more to those players. You know, we've got a younger squad. Yes, the experience is there for Real Madrid, but will they be too relaxed? My view on this game going into it is I think Real Madrid may just come into this a little bit relaxed. They may be a little bit sluggish. You know, it is a big game, so I don't think that they're going to be too sluggish. But I think if they think that they're just going to be able to dictate play, if they think they're going to be the big dogs in this game, I think Liverpool are going to hound them. Klopp spoke recently. I saw an article earlier where Klopp spoke about, you know, was it against Seville? I think it was. He said about, you know, the second half of that final, Liverpool's legs were gone. He said that won't happen this time. He said that will not happen. He said the boys will be fit. This game, we are going to be on it. And I genuinely think that. I think we saw in the last game in the season, the boys had a little bit more rest than usual, and look at the difference that made. Brighton couldn't even really get out of their half of the pitch. And I know it's Brighton. I know they're not Real Madrid, but the boys looked back more like their normal selves. We press more like normal. And I think now, with a couple of weeks rest, I genuinely think Real Madrid are going to be rattled at a point of this game. And I think it would be early on. And if we're clinical, and I saw a few people, because I am reading the chat, by the way, guys. You guys that are in the chat, I am reading what you guys are saying. I saw people commenting saying that Mane, they reckon, will be the man in this game. I could quite see that. I think Real Madrid could well be looking at Salah is our danger man, and I think that could cost them, to be honest, because I think Mane has been looking sharp recently. I think he's had
he's come back into his game, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's had a few niggles, hasn't he? Like a few injury concerns and stuff. But let's face it, that man can score goals, and he's looked a threat constantly. And I think in this game, it's the sort of game that I see Mane popping up with 2 goals. I really do. So, what do you think on Sadio Mane for the final? Because that's what people are commenting on in there. Do you think Mane's got goals written all over him in the final?
We've seen many goals from Sadio Mane, and I'm sure we're going to see more in the future. Sadio Mane is an exceptional player, and an exceptional player that plays in a system that complements him, and that's what Klopp's all about. You know, he's brought players in for whatever fee, for whatever reason, to fit in with his system and the way he plays. Mane is there now, and he's adapted and he's changed the way that he plays the game, and he just slots in. You said yourself there that he had a couple of niggles, a couple of weeks where he seemed to be off the ball, but now he's back. He's back, and time to perfection. Salah is just a star, but my man, my favourite is Bobby Firmino. You know, I just love Bobby Firmino. Nobody talks about him. You know, hardly anybody talks about this player who is the kingpin to Klopp's game. He is, I would say, he's the best striker in Europe at this moment, because he does so much. You know, I remember days of Rush, when Rush they used to always say Ian Rush was the best defender in the league. And this is Bobby Firmino now. He really does put in a shift. But to finish off on your point about Sadio Mane, he's an absolute quality player, and he scares people. And those front 3 will scare people. They really will scare people. And you add the 3 behind him who are going to fight for every single ball and give it back to them, you know, and it's just going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming. It's going to be relentless. And I can see 2-0. I can see 2-0 to Liverpool.
Yeah, I have to agree. This is when people keep asking me how I see the game panning out. I said, for me, in the first half, I see it starting a little bit scrappy. I can see Real Madrid trying to, you know, gain a bit of possession in midfield, trying to knock it about a little bit. And then I see, within the first 15 minutes, I see all of a sudden Liverpool switch it on, kind of similar to what we saw against Roma in that first game, where all of a sudden it clicked for Liverpool. And I haven't seen football like it in a long time, where they didn't know how to deal with us. And I think Real Madrid are going to be similar. And I just see us kind of picking up the ball and winning the ball high up the pitch against Madrid. They're going to be they're going to think that they don't want to be embarrassed. So they're going to be like, we can't play long balls. We need to be playing the passing. And I think they come unstuck. I think our midfield will be all over them. You know, I think we will win the ball back a lot. I think if we can nick 2 goals within a good 20-minute spell in the first half, Real Madrid will have to come out a lot. And we know that they can score goals, so I can't see them not scoring in the final. But I do think if we get 2 goals in the first half, they come out at us in the second half, they may score 1, they may score 2, but I can't see Liverpool not scoring another goal at least in the second half. So I could see this being, you know, if a 4-2, a 4-3 to Liverpool. I hope
it's going to be entertaining.
Yeah, I hope that Liverpool can put it to bed comfortably. But Real Madrid have got goals in them. Liverpool can be shaky at times. But, you know, if Madrid go 2 goals down, they will come at us. And, you know, they won't want to be embarrassed. So they will try and play Madrid's way. I can't see Madrid coming to this final and playing any different to Madrid, because they think they are the big dogs in this one. So people keep saying, how will Madrid play this game? How do you think Madrid are going to play in this one? I think they're going to play normal. I think they're going to play like Madrid do. But how do you think?
I don't see them playing any other way than the typical Madrid way. They like having possession. The two key players for them are obviously Bale and Ronaldo, and it's trying to get Bale and Ronaldo into goal scoring opportunities or into positions where they can damage and hurt Liverpool. That's what they've got to do, and this is where it's key for Liverpool to make sure that we don't allow that to happen. Isco just normally sits just behind the front two, and he's a quality player. He really is. He always reminds me of a Jamie Redknapp kind of player, but obviously better than Jamie. He's a real quality, world-class player, and he's the playmaker. He's the one that they try and get things through. If we can stop that, and that's where the likes of Millie and Ginny and Hendo, that's where they've got to be on the game. They've got to stop that ball getting through to them, and they can do it. You know, there's no reason why they can't do it. Stop that from happening, and it's game over because we've got a front three that will score goals. I guarantee we will score in the final. We've just got to make sure that we score more than them.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think you said it a minute ago when I was saying, you said it will be entertaining, and I think that is something that we are going to be, that we can say. Everyone knows that this Champions League final is going to be entertaining. I think up until now, Liverpool this season has been entertaining. That's something that Klopp has brought to this team now and has brought to us Liverpool fans. It is entertaining. Liverpool do play the most entertaining and attractive football. I watch other games on TV now and I am bored. Am I the only one that sits there and watches some other matches? I mean, I don't watch Man United, but if you watch the highlights, it is so boring to watch them. I'm so happy that Liverpool play this way. Yes, it is annoying sometimes when you're 2 or 3 goals up and Liverpool may concede 2 goals late on in a game and you think, why didn't they just shut up shop? But one thing that it does give you is entertainment, and this final is going to be no different. But there's something that people are saying to me is, when it gets to the final, if it goes to penalties, are Liverpool good enough to beat Real Madrid in penalties? What is your views on that?
Oh, 100%, 100%. You think about the quality players with a quality foot, right? Salah takes the penalties for Egypt. Millie, absolute legend of a penalty taker. Yeah, Sadio Mane, I'm sure he can put his foot through the ball. Oh, look at that. Sadio Mane can put his foot through the ball. Trent, look at Trent. Some fantastic free kicks that Trent's taken. Virgil van Dijk, they can all take it. Just give it to Karius. Karius will take one as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think the experience will come into it when it comes to penalties. But when people have said to me, am I too worried about it? And people are saying, should we bring on Simon Mignolet for the penalties for the goalkeeper? I was like, I'm not too worried, because I think that some of the boys now, I think as much as experience does come into a factor of this, I think that we have got players in that team that will just want to step up to the spot and just bang it in the back of the net. I think that they've got enough quality to be able to do so. Before we continue though, more so, thank you very much for the donation. Fingers and toes crossed. I absolutely love it. It's a saying that I always say on my channel, and that more so always says as well. So massive thank you for the donation, my friend. Big shout out to you. And I also want to say a massive shout out to Giwi as well, because I noticed he was commenting a lot on the live stream last night and I didn't get to see his comments. I always watch my live streams back afterwards, so I do read through all of your guys' comments. Okay, so I don't miss anything, guys, honestly. Yeah, so obviously we was talking about the penalties there. With people saying about Simon Mignolet being brought on, is that disrespectful to Karius to say that if it was looking like we was going through to penalties, would you bring on Simon Mignolet or would you just stick with Karius in goal?
I wouldn't change it. And I think by that point, 3 substitutions, they will have made 3 substitutions by then anyway. you can't change it. You shouldn't change it. And I think, yeah, it is disrespectful to Karius. Karius is not a bad goalkeeper. You know, he's our #1 goalkeeper, and he's #1 for a reason. You know, he's proved that he's a great goalkeeper. So no, don't change it. Don't change it at all.
Yeah, I think that was my look on it. Everyone was saying to me about it, and I was like, Mignolet's a good shot stopper when it comes to penalties. But for me, I think before it got to penalties anyway, I think you need to use them free subs, because Liverpool are going to press a lot in this game. They are going to work their socks off. I think use your free subs on outfield players. I really do. I don't know how many of the outfield players we will have that could affect this game, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the lads, cramp will kick in. It's a long time to play before you get to penalties, and I do think that it would be disrespectful to get to the penalties and then say, on your bike, Karius, we need to bring on the penalty saver. I think it is a little bit for me, you know. As well, a lot of people have been saying about, you know, Madrid are over confident with this, but some people are trying to say, with Mane's words, saying that Liverpool aren't scared of anyone. Liverpool will go there. Klopp speaking about stuff as well, but a lot of people are suggesting that Klopp hasn't got a decent record when it comes to finals. What is your make of all this? Should we be concerned about Klopp and his history when it comes to finals?
For weeks, we've been seeing all of the little jolly japes of the media, and whether it be on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you know, where they're looking back at 1985 when we did this, and a Prince of England was married, and the Pope died, and all, you know, it's Codswallop, isn't it? You know, yeah. And Codswallop goes back to Klopp's finals. At the end of the day, it's the 11 players or more that make the difference on the pitch. He can get them to play a certain way, and he can change things. But it's those guys that are on the pitch that have actually won or lost for him. You know, so it's a great time for it to change, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. When people have said it to me, I'm like, look, it's a different team under him, different players. Anything can happen in football at any time. I think he's just been unlucky with the situations. Like I say, anything can happen. I think on the day when Liverpool take on Real Madrid, what will be, will be. And for me personally, I think that the boys will give everything on that pitch, not just for Klopp, not just for themselves, but for the fans. I think that we see the players these days, the ones that we see, they're very committed to the fans, they're very loyal to the club. I like what I'm seeing now from the group of players that we've got. I think everything will be given from, you know, the fans that are supporting that are there. The fans all around the world will be supporting the club. The players will give everything. Klopp will have given everything leading up to it. He will give everything on the sidelines. Everything will be left there. If it's not enough on the day, I think that I will still back this team to go on and achieve greatness, because I think it's amazing. Some people have said if we lose this final against Real Madrid, it will all be for nothing. I don't think it will be. My look on it is, I hope we win, because I think we got enough to beat Real Madrid. But if we was to lose it, it just wasn't meant to be this time. But they have given us entertainment this year. They have took us to a Champions League final when everyone last year, all the pundits were saying that Liverpool would not make Champions League football if we was playing in the Champions League already. But Klopp's done it this year, and he's took us to a Champions League final, and he's proved that we can do that. The players have proved that they can do that. We've done it. We've got Champions League 2 consecutive years in a row now. We've got this window now to improve the squad. There's rumours out there of players coming in. All that aside, we've made the Champions League final. I just know that them boys will give everything to try and win it. If that's not enough, I support my team. And we go again, guys. We go again next year. That's where my head is at. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. A couple of points there. One is about Buvac. I just hope that the absence of Buvac is not going to have an effect. You know, Klopp relied on him a great deal. We know that. We've heard that. We've read that. And it's whether or not Buvac is going to have any real influence in not being there. I don't know. Time will tell. The other thing is, you have to remember, this is the second Europe final for Klopp and Liverpool FC. not bad in a couple of years, is it? You know, okay, we didn't win the other one, but what we're seeing now is a continuing advancement of players and the team itself. We're seeing world-class players being. We've just seen the most expensive defender in the world come to Liverpool, and what a difference he's made. We're seeing the best forward player in Europe at the moment, you know, in Salah, and alongside that, we're seeing players being transformed and reinvigorated. They're going from leaps to bounds, and we're bringing in. Fekir looks to be nailed on. There's a couple of others that we've been talking about, both in the forums and you've been talking about on here. We're going from strength to strength, to take your words. We are going really, really well. If we don't win, we don't win. Yeah, it'll be heartbreak on the night, but look at the journey we've had this season. Look at the victories. You know, it's been an absolute wonderful season, and it would be absolutely brilliant if we can cap it off with a victory next week. If we can't, we go again.
Yeah, 100%. I fully agree. You know, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it will be heartbreaking to lose the final, because you do build yourself up for these occasions, and it is heartbreaking to watch your team lose. I take a loss badly every time, even in the Premier League, any game, it doesn't matter who it is. I get very upset if Liverpool even draw and drop points, because I like to see Liverpool winning games. You know, it's our team, it's who we support. We set up to watch Liverpool beat teams, but yeah, we do. We go again next year. You touched on it, Liverpool. What we've done and what we've achieved on such a low net spend, no matter what you make of FSG or whatever, all that aside, what Klopp has achieved, what these players have achieved this year is outstanding. Van Dijk coming into the team, you know, you touched on Mo Salah, the form that he's been in this year. May that continue over the next couple of years. Bobby Firmino, there is no one out there like Bobby Firmino in the world. You can't grab another striker like him from anywhere, you know. He is criminally underrated. We have him at this club. Sadio Mane is outstanding. You know, our midfield, a lot of people are changing their opinions on Jordan Henson as the captain. They are now saying, is he worthy of being captain for England in the World Cup? There's a big debate on that.
Yeah, I'm changing my opinion on the lad. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I think a lot of people are starting to look at this Liverpool squad and some of the players there and starting to really look at them as something special. And, you know, for me as a Liverpool supporter, this is one of the best times that I've had supporting the club since I've supported them. And I'm coming up 30. You know, this weekend of Liverpool in the Champions League final is my birthday weekend. So I've supported them for quite a while now. And this is one of my favourite times for supporting Liverpool. I'm over the moon that we've got Jurgen Klopp as a manager. I'm over the moon that, you know, we've got Champions League football again. It is an amazing time. Before we continue though, guys, put a couple of questions in the chat if you want me or Igor's Uncle Dave to answer them, because we are going to go to a chat in a sec to answer a few of your questions. So now's your time to put that in there. Yeah, for you, a quick question for you. What has been your favourite time supporting Liverpool? Is this up there for you with one of them?
Oh, without doubt. I'm 55, so I've been around a bit. I've seen the glory years. I've seen the 70s, the 80s. I've seen all of the fantastic football. You know, games. You know, I think back to when Nottingham Forest were at the top. Well, you have to excuse. You can probably hear someone mowing the grass just along here. I'm sat in the garden. I can think back to the glory years of when Liverpool beat the second best team in Europe 5-0 at Anfield. You know, things like that. It was fantastic. But now is the future. Now is what it's all about, and now is the time to think positive. Get behind the team, get behind the lads, and enjoy it. You've got to enjoy time now. It's fantastic because Jurgen Klopp is the best manager in the world.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's people out there that are doubting. You touched on Buvac earlier, doubting his capabilities without Buvac next to him. But for me, I think Klopp, even if Buvac wasn't there, I think Klopp is still a quality manager. If he wasn't that good, I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't have been able to ride on Buvac this whole time. I'm pretty sure that Buvac would have been a manager and Klopp wouldn't have been the manager, if that makes sense, you know. I don't get it when people say that Klopp won't be able to do anything without Buvac, but it is different. We'll have to wait and see what happens with Buvac over the coming months. I think we will know more soon anyway. Right, let's get to the comments from some of the subscribers. LFC Spectre says, Dave, are you the real Sean Dyche?
Am I Sean Dyche? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a few comments while we was going about that one. Gavin says, Yaya Toure on a free as backup for Hendo, yes or no? What's your views?
I think he'd be all right, to be honest. I think Yaya Toure is a quality player. And I'd go for it, you know, just for a season, just to give us a bit of support, a bit of experience in the back. We could definitely do with it. And, you know, if you got 10 games in a season, 15 games in a season, it'd allow us to rest one or two, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people are saying Yaya's past it, we should spend our money elsewhere and things like that. But I think if Klopp's looking at adding some experience to the team and he's looking at getting some of these clever deals that's not going to cost us, you know, it depends on what these sort of players want, as in wages for me, you know. If they want a lot of money, then I suggest Liverpool steer clear. But if Yaya wants to come and play for Liverpool because he likes the club, his brother speaks highly of the club, he's been here before, plus it will give us that fantastic chant back as well that we all love. You know, I think Yaya on a free, it doesn't sound too bad to me if his wages are correct. But if there's other players out there that are young, that are thriving, that could come in, but we might not get them because of Yaya coming in, maybe I would differ on my opinion, but it depends on that one. Right, let me just have a look. Whatever else. Views on Talit. I can't pronounce his name, but you know who he is. Talisca to Liverpool is being reported. What's your views on that, Dave?
I saw this the other day. You'll probably find them a bit echoey now. I've come inside. I'm in the kitchen because the guy's out there mowing his lawn. I saw this the other day and I put it up on the page. It's an interesting one because the message that came out, he's on loan to Besiktas, and it's the Besiktas manager that's actually said that he's not staying. He's not extending his loan period with Besiktas, and he's going to return. But it looks like he's going to a Premier League team, and he's not going to say that it's not Liverpool Football Club, but it could be Everton. You know, it was that kind of thing. A bit of a strange one. Other links, and I think someone mentioned it in the text earlier on, that it's Man United he's going to. I looked, I scoured a couple of videos because these are the only things that you can watch on the YouTube, and you can get a feel for the play, you know, whether they've got good balance, etc., etc. He looked a quality player. He's got a couple of tricks. He's pacey. He's a very tall lad, and I think he could do a job for us. Definitely rotation, but he would definitely give us an option up front.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player. I've followed him for a little while. He is a good player. The latest that I know with him is, from what they are saying, is he will be a rival of another player that is at Everton. So we don't know whether that means Liverpool or whatever, but the latest reports are suggesting that he's going to Man United. That's the latest that I heard before we went on this live stream. So we will have to keep you updated on that, guys. But like I say, there is a team of us that's dedicated on the Facebook page, and that will carry on going. But also, if I see anything that is more evidence suggesting that he will move to Liverpool, I'll add it to a video. But as it stands at the moment, it could be to a number of clubs in the Premier League. It doesn't mean that he will come to Liverpool. Also, I think if Liverpool are close to signing for Fekir, I don't know whether this still makes sense for me, guys. Let's see if there's any other questions here quickly before we shut it down, because we will have to end it now, guys. Gavin says Allison or Butland. What's your views on that one, my friend?
Oh, it's got to be Allison. I'm not a Butland fan, to be honest. I think he's a good goalkeeper, but he's. I don't think he's better than Karius. So it's a no-brainer. There's no point. Allison, on the other hand, is a quality player. The one player to look out for, I think, is Donnarumma, and that's how you pronounced it, Donnarumma. I think I think something could be happening there. So I think it's a case of watch this space.
Okay, yeah. So there you go, guys. That's the update on that one as well. And Corey says, do you think we will buy more than just Fekir in the transfer window, Dave?
Definitely. I think we're calling out for a goalkeeper. I think Klopp's made it quite clear that Mignolet is going to be on his way. So we either need backup to Karius, who has improved, but I don't think he's good enough to take us forward. You know, look at it this way. Is Karius a goalkeeping equivalent of Virgil van Dijk in defence? No. We want that kind of quality in goal. And, you know, players like Alisson, Donnarumma, and there's a few others around the place that need to be looked at. We need a defender to play alongside Virgil van Dijk. Lovren has improved. He looks good. And I think, you know, he's going to do a job for us in the final. He's got to. But I don't think he's our way forward. Now, you know, you had a stream the other night and it was brilliant about looking at who could come in there. There's a number of players that could and should be brought in. And I think we need to splash the cash. Do we need to spend as much as Virgil van Dijk? Yeah, I think we do. If we want to be serious contenders, we need to splash the cash. Fekir looks as if he's nailed on. There's a few things that are going on and around the forward line. So we're going to have to see what happens there. But I definitely think one, maybe two. Jorginho looks as if he's off to Man City now, and it looked as if that was nailed on. But no, it's changed. I see a few names there. Daz, you know, Jonathan Tah, Kuble. There's some great names there. Yeah. Time's going to tell. Time's going to tell who they're going to bring in.
Yeah, I fully agree, mate. An update as well for people that are asking, because my phone has been going quite nuts today about Fekir yet again, because obviously last night we did a live stream, didn't we, about Fekir, 99%, and then today, as the translations have come through a little bit more clearer today, it's more translating what he said after the game, and the latest translation seemed to suggest that what I've took from it is Fekir's basically said now that he needs to sit down and speak to the Lyon president, basically get the green light from him. Once that happens, then he said we will see with his future. So, you know, he's basically just saying, like he always did, that he just needs a green light from them. But the president before wasn't really talking about him, and now he's changed his mind on it. So with Fekir saying that, his football is up now, guys. All the French media outlets and the journalists and that were saying that the deal's 99% complete. I think that Liverpool have had discussions there. I think that there has been talks behind the back doors, no matter what people are saying. Fekir himself said that these sort of things can escalate very quickly. So I think that there has been things put in place to do with this. I think the only sticking point, which could be the 1%, is that Fekir needs to get that green light from the president. Once he sits down and speaks to him about it, gets the green light, then it will just be down to Liverpool contacting Lyon, saying, right, how much do you want up front, all that malarkey, and then Fekir just getting his personal terms sorted out with Liverpool. And then I think that officially it will be announced after the Champions League final. I don't think we will see anything officially announced for Liverpool until after the Champions League final, because we haven't got long until that. And I believe that, you know, Liverpool Football Club are pretty adamant that they want to be kept away from all the media and stuff at the moment. They want to fully concentrate on the Champions League final. So that's your updates with Fekir, guys, for everyone that's been messaging me. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today, Dave. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on, and we will be doing this more more regularly, guys. For any of you that's got any questions from what we've discussed today, remember that you can leave a comment once the live stream's processed. I will watch the live stream back to read all your comments as well. Is there anything else that you want to add to what we've discussed in this stream, Dave?
No, it's just been a great day, and it's nice to see so many people looking at the counters now. And there's been up to 159 at one point. So it's thanks to everyone for listening in and tuning in and adding your thoughts and your questions. And it's been really good to see you all. And hopefully we'll get the chance to do this again. But make sure that you guys catch me, Dave Stewart or Eagles Uncle Dave, on our Facebook page, and ask away. Get the questions going, get the debate going, and take part, because it's your club and it's your forum.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you, a lot of the people here on the live chat are saying thank you, Dave, and saying thanks to me as well. You're welcome, guys. For those of you that liked what you heard from Dave, Dave is one of the guys that runs the Facebook group, Liverpool on the Bench LFC, Liverpool FC fans. That is on Facebook. Now, you can join that group. It doesn't cost you anything at all, but Dave is one of the guys that gives you updates. He's also on there for you guys to message any time of day about Liverpool whatsoever, or for a general chat. He is dedicated to that group, and since I've been speaking to Dave, he's been an absolute top bloke. So yeah, thank you for coming on the show today, Dave. Thank you to all you guys that have joined us for this live. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up for it, for the stream. And as always, if you are a Liverpool supporter and you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you like to keep up to date with all the daily transfer rumours, gossip and done deals, and you like the updates for Liverpool in general. Plus, as always, thumbs up for us, guys. Make sure to tune in later on the channel as well, just in case we've got some updates, because I believe I may have to do another video at some point today, because there are some other things that we need to cover. But this one was about Liverpool taking on Real Madrid in the Champions League final. You've heard it from me, you've heard it from Igor's Uncle Dave. This has been On The Bench LFC. You've all been legends. I will see you in the next one. Take care, enjoy the